Money on my mind, got my money in my mind, right? Money on my mind, got no time for that limelight. I'm from California, man, I guess we'll start with that. Banged out starter caps, glued to the cul-de-sac, looking like an artifact, trying to get their money back. Yellow jackets coming, mama about to have a heart attack. Southeast San Diego, we was at the heart of that. You moved about the hood, my nigga, you ain't want no part of that. Move to work and let the money drip the laundry mat. I pray to God the homie get his little daughter back. So many problems and it's not even a part of rap. So many suckers and they hating and they copycat. And life is bigger than these bitches that you hollered at. And if you bleed it out, I better get $3 back. And all I'm giving is the facts. Pay attention to the stats and never making mention of the jacks. Gotta keep the money stacked, work your way through the traps. Money motivated to the max. Money on my mind, got my money in my mind, right? Money on my mind, got my money in my mind, right? Money on my mind, got my money in my mind, right? Money on my.
What up? What up? What up, man? Hey, listen, we back. We back. Listen. I know y'all thinking like, what the fuck is Dre doing, bruh? We back, bruh. Listen. I was giving y'all the hip hop breakdown. Hop off my last live. And I was about to go hit these motherfucking streets, man. See if I can pop my collar and pull something out in these motherfucking streets. But yeah. When I hopped off, happened to check my phone, I'm getting all kind of alerts and shit. It's a motherfucking war going on. It's a motherfucking war going on right now, bruh. War broke out while I'm doing my motherfucking live, bruh. So y'all know I had to get to this shit. I mean, it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? Shit. The young tenderoni, they're going to have to wait another hour or two because I got to get these motherfucking views up, bruh. I got to get this content out, man. Donald Trump done started a motherfucking war with Iran in this bitch, bruh. So let's tap in with that immediately. Immediately. You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, I need to know what the fuck is going on here, bruh. I'm giving y'all the 1-2 on the hip hop tonight. I'm thinking it's going to be a cool, laid back type of evening. And nah, bruh, this motherfucker done started a war. So let's check in with this immediately, man, and figure out what in the fuck is going on. This is the remix from Cali Dre. Get the lights up. We talking politics right now. You know what I'm saying? I might be the hardest working motherfucker on YouTube this whole weekend, bruh. I just gave y'all a whole 2-hour hip-hop live, bruh. Get these likes up. Get the hypes up. Subscribe to the channels, man. Listen, I'm going to break this shit down for you, man. U.S. military operations have begun in Iran. Major combat operations, and we here to break this shit down right now. Y'all thought I was done? I'm back. Y'all thought I was done, bruh? A motherfucking war broke out. What y'all thought? I wasn't gonna cover this shit? I'm back. I might be the hardest working motherfucker on YouTube this weekend right now, but I just gave y'all a hip hop live. Now we finna break this war shit down, man. That's what I do, man. Holla at your boy. Let's figure out what the fuck going on around here, man. War is breaking out and shit.
It's an extraordinary statement.
Extraordinary
what
statement.
We're learning now, a joint operation between Israel and the U.S.
That's right, Michelle. Just moments ago, the president made a post on social media. It was a video. He announced that a short time ago, the U.S. began major combat operations in Iran. As you heard Ian mention there, the president said the objective is to defend American people, to eliminate imminent threats from the Iranian regime, calling the regime a, quote, vicious group of people, going on to say that its menacing activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas, and our allies throughout the world.
Now,
this comes as the region has been on edge for weeks. The president, we have heard him over the last few weeks repeatedly threaten military strikes against Iran if its leaders did not agree to its demands, including reining in its nuclear program. At the same time, we have seen the U.S. build up this massive force in the region as we were waiting for potential action from the president. Now, we also know that these diplomatic talks have been ongoing, but as of last night, the president expressed his dissatisfaction with the state of negotiation, saying that they need to make a deal and they don't want to go far enough. But the president, throughout the last few weeks, has been stressing that he wants to see diplomacy here. Just yesterday, he said they hadn't made a final decision, but he wasn't happy with the state of negotiations and be on the side.
Okay, so it looks like this administration has started a war with Iran. Y'all let me know in the comments, man. Y'all think going to war with Iran is the best move right now? Because that's a pretty bold fucking move right there. It says U.S. and it looks like the Israelis as well are a part of this operation, man. So let's check out a little bit more with what the fuck is going on with Iran, man. Did we just start a war with Iran? I think we just started a war with Iran, man. Yeah. This is out of control. Here, let's look at this video right here, man.
In terms of how we got here, but let's talk about just these past few months, from the demonstrations in Iran that were taking place, but also these negotiations between U.S. and Iran that were also going on.
United States
have been ongoing
off a
negotiations,
war
but if
with
you
Iran.
remember, President Trump at first threatened to go after Iran in the last month because of the massive protests that you saw across Iran, and thousands killed, thousands of protesters, according to human rights groups who are keeping track of this. The president threatened Iran, and then he has talked very little about the protests, that is not the reason that President Trump wanted to go into Iran. He talked about these nuclear sites. Just at the State of the Union, the president said that he wanted to make sure that Iran didn't have a nuclear weapon, but he also said at the State of the Union that the U.S. had obliterated the nuclear facilities inside Iran. That is clearly not the case if he wants to go back and get rid of the enriched uranium. He wants to make sure these facilities are destroyed. I have to say it's quite unusual that they would go after Tehran in the daytime. I think one of the reasons that President Trump in the past, in his first term, didn't go after Iran, they were worried about killing people. That is obviously collateral damage, innocent people. We don't know what we are looking at in terms of the strike in Tehran, but it is clearly in broad daylight and people are likely on the streets. During these negotiations, I think one thing to remember is that as of yesterday, when these negotiations and the president said he wasn't happy with them, the Iranians surely knew this would happen and would happen soon, that this wasn't just a show of force. President Trump was very serious about taking action.
Martha Raddatz, thank you for joining us. And again, Israel carrying out preemptive strikes in areas of Tehran. And we're going to return you to regular programming. We'll have a lot more on Good Morning.
Damn, my shit muted. Man, looks like we going to war in this motherfucker, man. How y'all feel about that in the comments, man? This news is just breaking right now. There's been some preemptive strikes. This administration has, along with the Israelis, have launched a preemptive war, preemptive strike, no congressional approval, might I add, with Iran. How y'all feel about that in the comments, man? Is a war with Iran something that we really need? Is that something that we really need right now? I mean, shit. I don't know. Well, we got a lot of fucking problems, but is a war with Iran what we really looking for right now, bro? It's a war with any fucking body. Like, it's 9 million problems in this country, and I don't know if war is on the horizon, bro. I don't know if war is on the horizon. Donald Trump has started a war, preemptive strikes with Iran, and we finna break this shit all the way down, man. Y'all get the likes up. Y'all thought I was going. I'm back. I was going to hit the streets, but the streets got to wait tonight. Because there's a war going on in this motherfucker. And I got to break this shit down, man. It's the remix with Kelly Dre. Y'all know how the fuck I do, man. I'm about to be the hardest working motherfucker on YouTube. Help me get to the promised land tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? Get them likes up. Subscribe to the channel. Let's break this Iran shit down, man, and find out what other information we could get. Get the likes up, man.
Regime changed and the threat to the Israeli people was eliminated, or that they would have to go back and take out the rest of the nuclear weapons development program.
We have a map up of those
I'm gonna roll this
Iranian
gas.
missile sites.
Y'all
there.
zone out on this.
Can you
Iran
take
shit.
us
Y'all let me
back
know what
to
the fuck going
June
on.
when those strikes occurred, when the U.S. in unprecedented strikes and those nighttime strikes at the Natanz, and then we got the Fordo and the Isfahan facilities. Tell us about the facilities, what the president said, that they obliterated them, but tell us about the capabilities of those facilities before the bombings.
Yeah, Michelle, there's actually there's one other site that wasn't known, at least publicly known, that the U.S. went after. So many of these sites are deeply buried underground, and the ability to take out deeply buried under tens of feet of concrete, reinforced concrete, can only be done by one weapon. It's called a massive ordnance penetrator, and the only airplane that can carry that is the B-2 bomber. So we know that we don't have any of those bombers in the region. They probably will be brought to Diego Garcia, the island country. They will probably be flown into perhaps into Israel, where it's much closer to get to Iran. But the whole idea is there, if you are going to go after these deeply buried targets, which are very, very difficult, the U.S. believes that they took them out in the previous Midnight Hammer raids, but there's really no way to tell. We don't have anybody on the ground where we can go in and assess the damage. Some of these nuclear sites were just research sites, and so we used Tomahawk cruise missiles and hit just sort of the top layer of these nuclear programs. So it's very, very difficult. We saw this. The MOP was actually developed for the North Korean threat and for the North Korean nuclear infrastructure. But it's very difficult to take these things out when they're buried deeply underground. It's very difficult to assess how well you did. And so what we're seeing now is that the U.S. is going back and going after these to make sure that they are taken out. Remember that there is highly enriched uranium, which the International Atomic Energy Commission doesn't
Hit them lights up, man.
The U.S.
We're breaking this
know.
Iran.
So you've heard Steve Witkoff,
major
U.S.
combat
negotiator, talk about his concerns that the Iranians have the ability to make a bomb just with the highly enriched uranium that they have right now. So his concern there is what everybody has had that's concerned, is that there's already highly enriched uranium that could be made quickly into a bomb. Doesn't mean they would have the delivery, but they would quickly make it into a bomb and allow it to give Iran a nuclear weapon. The U.S. doesn't know where that highly enriched uranium is. The IAEA doesn't know where it is.
Well, then what the fuck are we bombing at if
The
we don't know
challenge here
where
is
the
to
highly
find out
enriched
where is
uranium
that material that could lead to
Hold the fuck on, bruh. Hold on, bruh. If I didn't put the streets on hold, I need some motherfucking answers, bruh. I put the streets on hold tonight. Because a war done broke out in this bitch. And now this motherfucker talking about he don't even know if they got the weapons or not. What the fuck is going on, bruh? I put the streets on hold. I need answers, bruh. I need answers. What is y'all let me know in the comments what this Iran war shit is all about, bruh. We breaking this Iran war coverage down. This is the remix with Kelly Dre.
And we want to look back at some of those images after the bombing last summer in June of what those facilities looked like after the bombing in that area, the before and the after in that area. And you can see where those strikes took effect. It's hard to know the full extent of the damage. At the time, President Trump saying that they obliterated parts of those nuclear facilities, again, reiterating that in his speech from Mar-a-Lago tonight. But certainly the U.S. uncomfortable during these talks with Iran and possibly having information that Iran was, again, ramping up on its program.
Yeah, you remember in the State of the Union, Michelle, the president said the Iranians have not said the magic words. The magic words are, we will not have a nuclear weapon. We will not pursue a nuclear weapon capability. And so this is the real challenge for the U.S. is to figure out how are they, if in fact that they are doing this research would get them to the bomb. We know that they're rehardening the sites we've already hit, but just the very fact that they refuse to say that they are not going to pursue a nuclear weapon gave the president enough impetus, enough rationale to conduct these strikes jointly with the Israelis today.
ABC's Steve Ganyard, stay with us. We want to go to Washington, D.C. to ABC's congressional correspondent.
You all over this coverage.
Yeah, that's right, Michelle. And we are still expecting that vote to occur. The question this morning is to what extent were congressional leaders briefed on this operation prior
Oh,
to
yeah,
it rolling out. We do know that there was a Gang of Eight briefing just a few days ago on the exact same day as the president's State of the Union on Tuesday. The Gang of Eight is the top congressional leaders in both the House and the Senate, and the top Republicans and Democrats on both the Senate and House intelligence committees. And they were briefed in classified setting behind closed doors by Secretary of State Marco Rubio. We don't know what the topic of that briefing was. We assume that Iran was going to come up if it wasn't the exact subject of the briefing. All that we know is that Chuck Schumer, the top Democrat in the Senate, emerged from that briefing just a few days ago, and he said, quote, "This is serious, and the administration has to make the case to the American people." And then just hours later, the president held the State of the Union in which he drew a hard line with Iran, but he didn't necessarily delve into the why of a strike and why a strike would be necessary, despite, as you noted over the course of this broadcast, saying just months ago over the summer that Iran's nuclear capabilities had been obliterated, is the word that he and other administration officials continued to repeat. And so we don't know to what extent they were briefed, but we are getting a little bit of congressional reaction, not from leadership, but from Senator Lindsey Graham, who's a close ally of the president's and who's obviously been very hawkish on Iran. And I just want to read you a little bit of how Lindsey Graham is framing this. Obviously, again, Lindsey Graham is someone who's hawkish on Iran and who has long called for regime change in Iran, but he's framing these strikes as the beginning of the dominoes falling of regime change. He says, quote, "The end of the largest state sponsor of terrorism is upon us. God bless President Trump, our military, our allies in Israel, freedom for the long-suffering Iranian people. This operation is necessary and long justified." Again, that is just Lindsey Graham's framing. And
you guys are just joining us.
Regime change in Iran. But right now, it's the only reaction we're seeing tonight, and he's framing
major combat operations in Iran.
Do you think that this bipartisan resolution vote that the Democrats will force on the House floor could still take place?
Very much so. And frankly, it gets more urgency now, right? It's unclear how many Republicans would vote for it. We have seen a handful of Republicans in the past in both chambers willing to break with the president and vote against him on war powers resolutions as a means of saying that it's Congress, which is the only branch of government that is constitutionally allowed to declare war. The president does have broad war powers under Article 2 because he's the commander in chief, but there have been Republicans in Congress who have been uncomfortable with this notion that the president can take unilateral military action, and in particular, engage the American military in a long engagement. We don't know if that's what's on the table here in Iran, but there's a strong possibility that over the next few days, if the administration doesn't make an adequate case, particularly to Republicans, for the necessity of these strikes, that you could see a number of Republicans break with the president, because we saw them do that on war powers votes in the past on things like Venezuela.
But this is no Venezuela, Jay O'Brien. This could.
Okay, so look, let me see if I can. Let's see if we can find some other coverage about this, man. Major combat operations in Iran, Trump administration, and the Israelis are responsible. So we're gonna figure out what in the fuck is going on, because I was about to go hit these motherfucking streets, man. But the streets gonna have to wait tonight. I gotta break this news, man. I'm doing this shit for y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Get the likes up, subscribe to the channel, man. Let's see what else we got on this Iran situation. Seems like stories just broke of this conflict. United States and Israel going after, I guess, alleged nuclear sites in Iran. Here, let's look at this video and see what this is all about. This is the remix with Cali Dre, man. Appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy, man. Get the likes up, subscribe to the channel. Wait a minute. What we got here? Hold on. There we go. There we go.
Coming back in the U.S., there is going to be an immediate reaction. go through Suez Canal, and now with the Houthis getting involved in this, this transportation route is an imperil right now. It happened before, one time I think it was a year or 2 years ago when Houthis, they basically closed down the
this is live pictures from Iran
transportation
after
route,
the
and
U.S.
a lot of these ships have to go through southern Africa to come
No,
to China.
they closed down any Israeli or American linked ships, but they did not close it down to other countries.
Well, I mean, at the time, I know that the Beijing Mercedes-Benz operation stopped because of the parts coming from Europe, from Germany. It's being delayed because of the closure of the Red Sea transportation route. So these things is going to hit home one day, and I think it's going to cause a big shock to the global supply chain. It's going to introduce a big shock to the oil supply and prices of oil, and all of these things are negative, adverse impact on the global economy.
And what John is talking about, it costs more time and more energy to take ships around the Horn of Africa. Yeah. All right, and that's those increase.
Okay, so it says at the bottom, Reuters, Iranian officials say all U.S. bases and interests are within Iran's reach. So how y'all feel about this, man?
To everybody.
In the comments,
so everything that's imported into the U.S., for example, huge amounts, they're going to be much more expensive. This is a compound situation
on the global
Absolutely.
Supply chain. Definitely. All right. Thank you so much, gentlemen. So a Russian political expert warns that the U.S. military action against Iran could trigger a series of catastrophic consequences. Take a listen.
The consequences will certainly be devastating.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck about what you're talking about. That's the reality of this whole shit. Let me try to find some other news on this, bro, because we're not tripping off what you're talking about, bro. Why are they asking a Russian dude about what's going on between Iran? See, that's the problem I have with some of this media shit. Why the fuck are you going to ask a Russian what he think about what's going on with Iran, Israel, and the United States? Like, how ass backwards is that, bro? Like, I don't know, bro. They need to pay me to start doing this media shit, bro. I'm going to ask the right motherfucking questions at least, bro. Like, damn. Yeah, let's look at some of this video, man. What do we got here? Nah, I don't want to look at that. I don't want to look. Hold on, give me 1 second, man. I'm trying to find another live video of what's taking place on the ground right now as we speak, man. Here, let's listen to this. Get the likes up.
Very serious way. It's existential. This is about regime.
Get the likes up, man. Subscribe to the channel. Come on with this.
And their only strategy is to export this instability and this conflict to the region writ large. That's their only survival strategy right now.
Yeah, I don't know, Uncle G. Are they going to retaliate? I don't know, man.
Now. So talk us through what the capabilities of each side are.
Maybe. Russia may,
the US and Israel
they always
have
trying to see our demise.
Their aims. They include, as you say, perhaps they haven't spelt it out in so many words, but it's clear they want the regime to fall. How likely is that to happen? Are they capable of achieving that?
Well, first of all, I think they have made the case for regime change in both of their messages. Prime Minister Netanyahu also choreographed a message alongside President Trump's, and they were explicit that this operation is designed to bring an end to the Islamic Republic and its dangerous behavior. They are finishing the job that they didn't quite finish last summer during the 12-day war. And why we know this, in addition
that link is in the
to
chat.
The fact that
anybody want to come chop it up,
man?
That link is in the chat.
And they are hitting Iranian leadership, offices in Tehran, but also military facilities around the country. Is they've also called on the Iranian people to, at the end of this military operation, take back the country. So we have to call it as it is, and we have to also call it out as an illegal war.
Yeah, you say you think it's an illegal war.
I think it's an illegal war.
It's clear that Donald Trump was justifying the action, saying that Iran was a threat to the American people. He sort of billed it as a defensive move, essentially, didn't he? What do you make of the justification? You think it's illegal? Explain why.
Well, certainly, the question of legality should be argued out at the United Nations. That institution is no longer seen as the arbiter of legality or war, and that's problematic, and that's reflective of the moment and the order of the world right now. President Trump began yesterday in foreshadowing this war by saying he wanted to rewrite 47 years of dangerous, destabilizing Iranian behavior that has harmed American interests, making clear that Iran had a nuclear program, although the United States buried Iran's nuclear program last summer in the 12-day war, arguing that Iran has an intercontinental ballistic missile program, although intelligence agencies say that that will only be achieved in 10 years. And certainly calling out the Islamic Republic for its dangerous sponsorship of proxy and terror groups across the Middle East. We can talk about this legality, but the reality is, here is where we are. The United States president that campaigned on no regime change, criticized George W. Bush for launching the 2003 Iraq War, has gone in and is launching a regime change campaign against the Islamic Republic, and he's thinking about his legacy and his future. What is unclear is what the Islamic Republic will look like as the war continues, and how the Islamic Republic will reconstitute, if it even can. But also, we don't have real clear answers as to what the United States has up its sleeve for the so-called day after. Are they leaving it to the Iranian people to handle on their own? Or are they going to teleport in some opposition to try and manage what comes next inside Iran?
And we touched on what the US and Israel are capable of achieving. What about Iran and its retaliation?
Well, first of all, I mean, it's very clear that the United States is the most formidable military power in the region. I have no doubt that they are going to try to pummel Iran and destroy what is left of its ballistic missile capabilities, certainly its nuclear program. Iran has quickly launched missiles across the region. We've seen videos of them striking in Haifa. There have been strikes reported in Abu Dhabi. Missiles that have been intercepted in Doha. Bahrain has also been hit. And I've seen some reports that Saudi Arabia has also been struck. Iran's only strategy in this moment, because this conflict is so existential and because it's clear that the US is going for regime change, is to export this conflict and spread this conflict as widely as it can by spreading the pain. That is its only survival strategy, although I also question if this system can indeed survive.
And the appeal that has been put out from both Benjamin Netanyahu and Donald Trump to the Iranian people to rise up against the regime, what do you imagine the response will be of people in Iran who did take to the streets to protest in large numbers a few weeks ago before being brutally repressed? How do you think people there will respond?
Well, I think that Iranians certainly aren't going to come out to protest or to take back their country while these strikes are taking place. I think the call on Iranians to have agency in what comes next is for the so-called day after. But you will have all sorts of opinions in Iran. It's a country of 90 million people. You will have those that are very worried and scared. And the humanitarian consequences of such a war need to also be discussed and digested. People are going to bear the price above all. Hospitals are reportedly full. Many people are going to die. This is going to be painful. But people will also celebrate if Ali Khamenei, Iran's supreme leader, is killed, and certainly, we just have to wait and see. All options are certainly on the table here in this moment.
Well, Dr.
Okay. All right, let's check in with another channel, man. We just channel surfing right now. Damn, I done took myself off the shit. How do I get back on the screen? There we go. There we fucking go. There I go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let me check in with another channel, man, because this news is breaking, and I want to make sure that we cover it. You know what I'm saying? I do a lot of politics on this channel, man, so that's why I felt like, you know what I mean, I should be the one to break this shit first, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me get these motherfucking views up. But get the likes up, man. I appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy, man. We checking in on this U.S. strike that is taking place in Iran as we speak. Get the likes up, get the comments up, subscribe to the channel, man. Man, get this lady. I thought we just kicked this lady the fuck off the show, man. Hold up. We just kicked this lady the fuck off the show. We got to get back to the real content. Where is the other shit? Oh, there we go, right there. I think that's it right there. All right, let's get it, man. This is the remix with Kelly Dry. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with your boy, man. We're going to break this shit down as only we can. You know what I mean?
That's where they're going with. Notable success.
Here, I want to see some of this video that they've been pushing.
Can believe them saying
I need a video on this.
Said we would save rate weeks ago. So this was already pre-planned that it was going to happen on this date.
I still we can get some backstory.
So I suppose all of the negotiations
shit all over the place, but
that have been claimed were all just bullshit. Excuse my language. To begin with, going to try to get you some other footage as well of these cruise missiles being launched by Israel that were being spotted over the skies. Military officials were at. That was one of the main targets today. That the Ayatollah has been moved, survived this, and the Ayatollah has been moved to a secure location. Israel's preparing for its own retaliation.
Man, nah, this ain't the shit I'm talking about, bro. This ain't it. This ain't it. Hold on, man. This fucking ain't it, bro. This ain't it, bro. This the remix with Kelly Dre, man. This ain't it, bro. This ain't it. All these words and shit. It's a motherfucking war going on. What is it? All right, yeah, let's see what this is.
Military center. This is the latest that we are getting from
important, Arun, to make very clear at the very outset that this is a report that has been filed by the Iran International English media. So this is being put out by them, saying that thousands of members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps have been killed or wounded following the attacks on several military centers and positions. So confirmation coming from Iran that these attacks were actually centered not on civilian centers, but on military centers and positions. So that's one big confirmation of the devastation on the ground. Iran's mobile network disrupted, fear of internet shutdown, cell phone communications have been disrupted across several areas of Iran's capital, Tehran. No calls are possible at present. That's something that is also being reported widely on the various media outlets there. India has issued an advisory in view of the prevailing security situation in the region. All Indian nationals in Israel are advised to exercise utmost caution and remain vigilant at all times. Indian nationals are strongly advised to strictly adhere to the safety guidelines and the instructions issued by Israeli authorities and the Home Front Command. So we have some of those inputs also coming through. We're also being told that as of now, there is no information available on any basic official media of civilian casualties. So if Sanjay, if you can affirm that, or if you are getting to hear other information, if you could build on that. Israeli security sources to Reuters news agency have come out and said that the operation was planned over months and the date was set weeks ago. Of course, this won't be the first time that you have had these strikes conducted on Iran. Just about 2 months ago, there was a full-scale military operation conducted on Iran where certain nuclear facilities, according to the Americans, were targeted. The Iranians said that there was no damage. So there is, of course, in this fog of war and or the fog of conflict, you have to be very careful before you sort of assume things, and you just have to go by what officials are saying to, of course, mainstream media. So, Sanjay.
I'm streaming on IG too, so I can't put the videos up on IG. But I'm streaming on IG.
You know, Rahul, it is very clear that Israel and to the extent that US is on board for this immediate assault as well, would be very particular about not targeting civilian areas in Iran. Civilians in Iran are seen as the natural allies of Israel and the US. The first declarations after that revolt that we saw were to step in on their behalf to secure their rights and their lives and their freedom. So that has been the declared mission. The more pointed mission is to denuclearize Iran to the extent possible. But certainly these are not people, these are not areas that would be targeted. And we do have, of course, very precise munitions in place with Israel and with the US. These would be very sharply targeted assaults. And the IRGC would be the first target. Khamenei, certainly the leadership in Iran, the political leadership, no one is safe, the military leadership, and we've seen Israel carry out targeted assassinations from this distance of top military leaders of the IRGC and from the armed forces before. And that seems to be an operation that is now underway, except
Some
that this
updates
time
coming
this is
in,
going to be
Sanjay.
far
Let me just quickly update our viewers on some of the locations that have been attacked. We're being told now these are according to media reports, mainstream media. CNN is also sort of reporting it, affiliate. Key locations have been attacked, including Khamenei's office, defense intel offices, and Isfahan, a key nuclear site. So it's the first confirmation that is coming through that these strikes have not just been concentrated on the capital Tehran, that it could have extended to Isfahan, which is also, of course, the spiritual center of the
Trump administration
in Tehran. Multiple locations in Tehran, including Khamenei's office, defense ministry offices, intel offices in central part of the city. Explosions also heard in east-west of Tehran. And the Mehrabad, the airport has also been targeted. Attacks in Isfahan, Qom, which is the spiritual center, as I was saying, also Karaj and Kermanshah, Isfahan being the key nuclear site. These are some reports that are coming through. And according to the New York Times, citing senior US officials, American aircraft carried out strikes from air bases located in the Middle East, as well as from the decks of nuclear-powered aircraft carrier positioned near Iran. So we're also being told that the Americans might have carried out certain strikes, according to New York Times, that are quoting sources, senior US officials. So Sanjay, that's one big confirmation of a direct American participation in this. And this comes, of course, on the back of growing frustrations in DC over the intractability of the regime in Tehran from acceding to American requests to either allow monitoring of nuclear facilities or complete nuclear disarmament.
Yes, as we are awaiting a formal announcement from the US or whether it is involved in the strikes, it's almost certain.
All right, here I want to check in with another channel. Hold up, man. Hold up. Let's get these dudes off the screen. Let's get me back on the motherfucking screen. This the remix with Kelly Dre, man. I appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy. Trump administration launches preemptive strikes in Iran as we speak, man. So breaking down some of the video on this right now. Appreciate y'all for rocking. Subscribe to the channel. Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, all that, man. I'm on all them platforms, YouTube, wherever you want me to be, I'm gonna be over there. Just holler at your boy, man. Get the likes up.
Interesting reports coming in from within Israel, because now a TV report from there says that strikes have achieved a high success in targeting Iran's president and senior commanders. So while a lot of focus will be on these very dramatic visuals, coming from, from Bahrain, from other places. The fact is that Israeli media are now reporting that when it comes to targeting Iran's president and senior commanders, they have achieved significant success.
Yes, and quite rightly so, because their homework is second to none. It is absolutely peerless. And why would that be so? One must pause and ask too. It is because of excellent ground intelligence from Tehran itself that is being fed to the Israelis by disgruntled Iranian local elements. Who are obviously fed up with the discredited regime. It is one thing to talk about Israeli stunning military success, but never forget the human intelligence aspect. And Israel, to a certain extent, can fulfill that, but it is only possible due to Iranian collaboration on ground. We saw that during the 12-day war. We see it again here with these multiple drone strikes back in June that were launched and were all over the city. And Tehran's police inspector general was telling citizens not to, pander to such rumors and this, that, and the other last June. And we see it this time too. And Gauri, if I may, although Anjana rightly mentioned about no air warnings in Abu Dhabi, Al Dhafra base, which is 20 miles south of Abu Dhabi, there has been some alleged attacks according to certain Persian news channels which I've been following, like Shafaq Monitor and others. They say that there has been allegedly, I repeat, allegedly an attack at Al Dhafra base, which of course it should be known to your viewership, because that's where the ill-fated Indian Airlines also landed the Christmas Day hijacking back in December 1999 before making its way to Kandahar. I just thought I'd throw that in too.
Okay. Shiv, all right. Before I get in Shiv, let's get in Anjana as well for more updates on this. And as Burzine is saying that there are some local media outlets that seem to be indicating that there could be some possible strikes that could have taken place at the airbase that we were mentioning earlier. Anjana.
Yeah, so we have an official confirmation from the Ministry of Defense in Abu Dhabi that there was a Iranian ballistic missile attack on Abu Dhabi, which was dealt with by the UAE air defenses. And it says a number of missiles were successfully intercepted. So I guess that was the blast that I heard and a lot of residents heard and spoke about earlier. And the UAE authorities also say that they also dealt with the fall of a shrapnel on a residential area in the city of Abu Dhabi, which resulted in some material damage and the death of a person of Asian nationality. So first casualty in the UAE. He's an Asian national, according to government authorities. And they also confirmed that the security situation is under control. So I think that is an official confirmation that we were waiting for at least a half an hour ago. There was 2 rounds of similar blasts and explosions that we heard. And there are pictures and videos doing the rounds on social media. But now we have a confirmation that there is at least 1 casualty and a barrage of missile attacks on Abu Dhabi.
And Shiva, I want to bring you in on just that aspect. Till now we've been talking about strikes, but the human toll of any war is now beginning to finally be seen. First casualty that Anjana is talking about, we have now reported. It's confirmed.
And we don't even know what the casualties are in Iran and Israel yet. Yes. The attacks began in Iran. There is no information just yet about what the casualty numbers are in Iran, in Israel, in any of the other places. So this is Anjana is literally reporting the first casualty in this entire exchange so far. I just want to remind all of our viewers, Gauri,
one casualty being reported so far
is reporting this unfolding situation from all of the key points. We're the only network with a reporter, Indian network with a reporter on the ground in Iran and in Israel. We've got Anjana in Abu Dhabi. We'll have a reporter up in Bahrain in a very short while from now. I'm told we've got our correspondent from Qatar plugging in shortly as well.
Yeah, they on top of this whole shit.
360-degree view to the best of our abilities of a situation that is clearly in escalation. Each picture coming in is escalating. We've also got the best voices, including Burzine, Dr. Brahmachalani, and others who are helping us and our viewers decode what appears to be a familiar situation, but one that seems to have a tinge of inevitability in terms of what that outcome is going to be. We've seen what's been happening on the streets of Iran for the last few weeks. You had Trump just quantify the number of deaths in Iran as tens of thousands. We don't know what that figure is, but the people of Iran right now have basically gotten a message from Trump. They've gotten a message from Netanyahu. What's going to happen in Iran is I think, key to what we're reporting right now. We don't know yet where the leadership of Iran is. They've issued very traditional boilerplate statements saying Iran is not going to sit around. There will be a crushing response, etc., etc. Nothing new about that. We can confirm that the Al Khamenei has been taken to a hideout or a safe house or a bunker of kinds. There's been an attack on a ceremonial residence of the Al Khamenei, as Maral was telling us a little earlier. Unfortunately, we lost that link with her because there's a.
I'll get out of this. I'll get out of that. We're gonna move to another video. Hold on. We got more video. We got more video coming in. We got more motherfucking video, man. Get the likes up. It's the remix with Cali Dre, man. Subscribe to the channels. I appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy, man. Let's check out some of this actual factual and figure out what in the fuck is going on. This looks like video of the actual missiles launching over Iran. I don't know if this video has any commentary or not, but this looks like Iran. So if I can steal here, let me back this up because I saw some cruise missile shots that I wanted to show. And then they cut off the motherfuckers, bro. This is what I'm saying. This is the problem with live TV right here, bro. Can't never get shit to work the way it's supposed to work when it's supposed to work the way it's supposed to motherfucking work, bro. That's fine. Yeah, we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. I got like 4 pages that I'm just going through each one of them, trying to figure out who's giving us the best updates. What we know right now, there's been one confirmed casualty, it seems like, but Iran has launched a preemptive strike. I'm sorry, the U.S. has launched a preemptive strike against Iran. And yeah, it's going down. Shit is definitely going down, man. Y'all let me know in the comments how y'all feel about that. Yeah, I'm here. I'm gonna break this shit down until it ain't nothing else to break down, man. We're gonna be in this motherfucker breaking this shit down until there's nothing more to break down, man. That link is in the chat as well, man. That link is in the chat as well. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Let me know what y'all think. Is a war going on? Is this the best thing for the U.S. right now? You know what I'm saying? I'm bringing it to y'all first, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to be in the motherfucking streets right now. The streets got to wait because I'm bringing y'all this brand new news of the Trump administration dropping bombs on Iran. So y'all let me know in the comments, man. Is this something that is needed? You know what I mean? Is this something that the U.S. needs to be engaging themselves in? Or is this another one of the blunders that Donald Trump and his administration is going to get us into? I mean, only time will tell. It seemed like we did the same shit to the Argentinians or the whoever the fuck we just took who was that? Argentina, Venezuela, one of them motherfuckers, man. So look like Trump back on this bullshit. Look like Trump back on this bullshit, man. Let me know in the comments how y'all feel about Trump administration dropping, I think it was cruise missiles, they said, on a bunch of Iranian targets. Yeah. Yeah. That's where we at. You know what I mean? That's where we at. Let me see if I can run up some more videos on this, man. Trying to find out who's giving the best updates of what the fuck is going on. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of motherfuckers up here talking. But yeah, let's check this video out, man. What is this all about? Here, I'm gonna run this.
No,
whether
as of now that means that Khamenei has been killed or Pezeshkian has been killed. No such confirmation, no such indication as yet. And certainly they would have anticipated these, but there is a level of anticipation you can have and no more, and the level of precaution you can take and no more. Clearly, Mossad has very good intelligence within Iran, as does the CIA, and they would have been tracking the movements and the position of these leaders very closely. Whether that is foolproof, we do not know yet, because the Iranians
looks like
have also anticipated this and taken their own steps. They have been targeted, but if it does turn out, as some of these reports appear to suggest, that there has been a successful strike against both Khamenei and Pezeshkian Khamenei particularly, then that can change the situation at least two different levels. First,
okay, so basically what he's saying is that the Iranian leaders may have been struck in this attack. We got attacks in Tehran, Abu Dhabi. I believe I saw Qatar.
It means the loss of the top leadership would mean a loss of confidence in the system, so that there are people within the government who will lose faith in their ability to hold out. Second, it will send a message to people that they really can now revolt and come out and protest and have strength on their side.
Right.
So these would be the most encouraging steps, that successes that Israel and the US can have, and we are waiting final confirmation that that indeed may have happened. Yes.
Let me quickly go across to Elahi Jamali as well, who can.
Okay, so Flip Mode Action said this looks like strategic escalation, not chaos. These moves are usually calculated. It's serious, but it's not automatically global war. I mean, here's what I'll say to that, right? This administration, I don't trust shit they're doing. So, at the end of the day, who knows what it's for? I don't trust the motives, the intentions, the vision, the anything with these motherfuckers, bro. So I don't know. Seems like this represents power positioning more than panic. The real question isn't what just happened, is how each side responds to it next. Yeah. I mean, I would agree with that, though. I would definitely agree with that, man. But it's, sometimes it's the law of unintended consequences too, man. You know what I mean? It's war, so you can't really plan what's gonna happen once it pop up, and that's the reality of war, man. You know what I mean? That's the reality of war. But I hope it's not automatically go, yeah, me too. You know what I'm saying? Me too. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, man, I mean, shit, we got enough motherfucking problems, man. I don't know what the strategy is, right? So that's, if the strategy is that we felt like they had nuclear weapons, okay, well, show that. But if the strategy is something other than that, then you have to say, what's the cost benefit, right? Was this necessary right now? Because this costs money. This costs money that could have went to, other Americans' pockets. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I'm always looking at shit, man. When we're having these war discussions and things like this break out overseas, it's like, was that a necessary dollar spent? Or could that dollar have been better invested here at home in my community, man? That's just how I look at shit.
Elahi, remember just 3 days ago, close to 350 Iranian researchers, academics.
War. It's a rescue mission, and I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay. Nayak, we heard what Elahi is saying. She's saying that this is a rescue
Appreciate y'all for rocking, man. Get the likes up.
Do you think any form of foreign aggression can be interpreted as a rescue mission, given that we are seeing what's happened to the economies in countries like Syria, even
multiple
Egypt
strikes
and
launched in Iran by the Trump administration and the
We've
Israelis.
seen the kind of incursions that have taken place at the hands of the United States. Are they great examples to follow as far as the people of Iran are concerned?
Actually, the Iranian are not Iraqi or Afghani, or the Iranian people are not Syrian. The Iranian people have right now their leader, their own. We have actually before U.S.
Spit that shit out, my guy.
Action. We have a movement in Iran, revolution in Iran, which is led by Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi, and right now he leading the Iranian people. Right now, he announcing the Iranian people and saying, "You have to stay at home, and till my announcement come out, the Iranian people are not alone. We have the leader. We have a true leader, which is the Iranian people are
this is live from
trusting
Iran.
him, and Western leader they can also trust him and being with him when they want to stand with the Iranian people. I think the final point is this is an operation for risking the Iranian people, and I hope that's going to be success with on the support of Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi, leadership of Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi, and support the Western country.
All right, let me quickly go back to Sanjay. Sanjay, you know how much the Israelis have in fact borne at the moment. Given the memories of October 7 are still very fresh, we are also seeing the memories of the 12-day conflict that took place between Iran, Israel, and the United States. That's also very fresh. But are the Israelis actually prepared for an out-and-out war, one which will involve not just the Middle East, but perhaps greater Western powers? There could be a possibility of a NATO involvement as well.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Israelis are not just prepared for it, that they have been for a while. They've been keen on it. They have been impatient for it. There has been some degree of impatience with what has been seen here as dilly-dallying and delay on the part of Trump, and necessarily tactical and weapon systems had to be put in place before an assault of this kind and of this level. But Israel is very much on board. There are not many people here who are nervous about this war. It's what they've been waiting for. They would have, in fact, on the contrary, felt betrayed and let down had this not happened, that if there had been this build-up of the US forces and this state of preparation from Israel without an assault on Iran, this would have seen an anticlimax and almost it would have felt like a historic
Sanjay, I need to slip into a quick break, but I want you to quickly weigh in. There is an Israeli assessment which has just now come in, which says that there's a good chance that Ali Shamkhani, Khomeini's advisor and the one who was responsible for their ongoing nuclear program, is eliminated, perhaps. That's the assessment.
Oh, wow.
That's from the IDF,
that might be
and
big.
This is big news indeed. Especially, I see this as an elimination which is perhaps as big as that of Soleimani's elimination. Quickly weigh in on what this could mean for Iran's nuclear program. Sanjay?
Well, for a start, the IDF doesn't put out names lightly. If the IDF has named this person as killed, it's very likely to be a credible report and indeed to have carried out this killing or elimination, as they call it. And this is a very, very top person, very close to Khamenei himself. And the big outcome that Israel certainly will be looking for and the US will be looking for is if they can target Khamenei himself. This is not Khamenei at the moment, but very close to Khamenei at the very top, and certainly very worrying for the regime in Iran.
Absolutely. Given that Trump has already made up his mind that he will not have anything but complete obliteration of the nuclear sites in Iran, something that he couldn't manage to do in the June strikes. Will they manage it this time around is the other big question. We will keep bringing you all the live and latest updates. Remember, the situation is quickly.
Okay, yeah. Let me get back on the screen here, man. Let me get back on the screen. So as you can see, we got some updates. Looks like one of the top nuclear, I guess, one of their nuclear program heads of Iran was eliminated. I don't believe they mentioned that they got the president. I think this guy is like close to the president. But their top nuclear specialist has been knocked off the board. So that kind of matches with the casualty that we heard from the other video. Let me see if I can find another video, man. This is breaking news right here, man. You know what I'm saying? Get the likes up. I appreciate y'all for rocking. Subscribe to the channels, man. Looks like Trump administration has followed through on a lot of previous threats to drop bombs in Iran. And it looks like today is that motherfucking day. So get the likes up, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna break this shit down and figure out if there's any more news that's gonna break tonight on this. What is this right here? Look at this. Nah, look at that. Yeah, this is all breaking news, man. So I'm trying to see who got the best video we could watch. What is this? That look. Yeah, what's this? Here, let's check this out. Get the like set. Subscribe to the channel, man.
They often use. And the Navy has to be eliminated. The president talked about that as well. So again, this is another element that could add to the unexpected. The unexpected is, like George talked about, what happens to the markets when it comes to the oil prices. The United States might fare very well because of the fact that we have the oil reserves from Venezuela now. Then we have the oil here. But how does Iranian oil impact the rest of the world? So it remains to be seen, because you have to understand that
this is live from Iran
and China have not entered into this. They're weakened already in their own problems in their own regions. But how does it impact their oil supply as well, which comes from Iran? So to get ahead of the economic forecast, while there may be some hiccup in the markets, I think the fact that the United States has Venezuela oil, which, where does the Venezuela oil go? China, Russia. The president of the United States is dealing with Cuba right now and trying to get some sort of deal negotiated with them. So this is a global view of what's happening with this situation going on in Iran. And the president has talked about this had to happen. And so there are many factors right now that we still have yet to see, because this is playing out in real time, gentlemen. So it would be very difficult for me to give any kind of forecast or predictability to what our markets are going to respond with, and how the American people are going to respond as they wake up and see that this attack has taken place. One thing that I would always caution is that in military terms, you always expect the unexpected. You can plan for everything, and just missing one thing can really unravel everything you have set out to do. And then you have to backpedal and re-engineer your plan and go after it again. But sometimes that can knock your plan and your goals off for days, weeks, months, years. We're talking about the entire Middle East right now. And one of the hot spots throughout the world. Biblically, it's the place that Christians all around the world look at, including Muslims, including Jews, people around the world, people of faith, look to this holy land, most notably Jerusalem, to see how things will shake out. And this is a tipping point.
All right, come on, OG, land your motherfucking plane, man.
Hopefully with more prayer
all this
than human wisdom,
and all this shit,
so that God can have some divine intervention in the affairs of mankind.
It's a
and
great
bring
point,
us to
Kelly.
a settled peace.
Wrap Kelly ass up and get him up out of here, man.
In light of that, how would you suggest that people be praying right now?
So I would certainly tell people, pray some more, pray again. Intercede for the people of Iran who have been persecuted, oppressed, depressed, killed for expressing their faith, especially when they've come to know Jesus as their Savior. And we know through testimony from various people living in Iran that they have awakened and they've seen Jesus appearing in their dreams. So pray for them.
Wait, what?
As they reach out to the world and say, we
Is
have
that
a
true?
chance for freedom, but God, we need you more than anything. And I would say to the American people, pray for the president. I would say to the Israeli people, pray for the prime minister. Pray for the Knesset, the IDF. Here in America, pray for the entire United States military. Pray for our leaders.
All right.
And let's
All right.
pray for each other. Because this is something that Jesus.
We get it, bro. We get it. All right. Let's see what else we got, man. I think we got the point that he's trying to make. And I mean, I agree, but I mean, come on, man. You landing kind of thick, bro. Let me see what else we got here. So it looks like the United States has preemptively struck Iran, man. How y'all feel about that in the comments, man? Is this the right move at the right time? Or is this just another distraction tactic to keep us away from the motherfucking Epstein file? Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think, man. I got my own goddamn ideas about that. But hey, that's where we at, man. That's where we at. That's where we at. Trying to see if I can find some more good video on this whole situation. Here, let me put that there real quick. But yeah, y'all let me know in the comments, man. This is to me, this is a pretty significant. Anything that you're doing in the Middle East is significant when you're talking about starting wars, starting conflicts, because there's just been too many examples of how that can go left. Iraq, Afghanistan, and most of those groups over there don't think too kindly of us. So you always got to be careful, man. When you always got to be careful when you in the Middle East and you out here starting wars and shit, because that shit can backfire. You know what I'm saying? They will band together on your ass. Ask the Taliban, as ISIS, as all them motherfuckers, man. So was this the move to be made at the right time? Shit, who knows, man? Who knows? But that link is in the chat too, man. If y'all want to come chop it up. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with this preemptive strike that the Trump administration has just launched against Iran. What are the ramifications of that? What was the purpose? What did we accomplish? How much did it cost? I got a lot of questions, man. But yeah, that's kind of where we at with it, man. I'm looking for some more video right now, trying to see if there's any more updates. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. This shit is out of control. But I'm always questioning the motives, man. I'm always questioning why is this administration doing what it's doing? How much did it cost? Could that money have been spent better somewhere else? Is this to hide the Epstein files? I mean, there's a lot of shit going on. You know what I mean? They got a lot of nefarious shit going on up there in that White House, man. So you got to always question everything. And that's, that's a part of the reason I created this channel, man. So get them likes up, hit the Cash App, subscribe to the channel, man. YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, man. The remix with Kelly Dre is here to motherfucking stay. You know what I'm saying? And your boy don't play. Yeah, I'm saying? Nah, I can't do that. I ain't gonna do that. But y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about, man. Is there any more videos out here? Let me see. What is this right here? What are these motherfuckers talking about? Here, let's look at this real quick. I want to check this out. Get the likes up in the meantime, in between time. No, some motherfucker gonna play. That's the question. That's the question. I might have to go back.
He was in Washington in the past.
We back.
Was that he needed time. Well, clearly that time, at least on this occasion, has run out. Those talks are still scheduled, as we understand it, though, to continue in Vienna
Get the likes.
next week. Whether those are now are carried out. It really remains to be seen at this point. We are going to take a very quick break, and then we will be back with our breaking news here on CNN. A massive military operation underway, as announced by the US president in coordination with Israel on Iran.
Tokyo at night is...
Man, we're not doing that. We're not fucking doing that, bro. I tuned in for some news coverage, and you motherfuckers are gonna go to commercial, man. All right. I mean, I gotta take the mic back. That's cool. I can do this shit all night, bro. As y'all see, as y'all can see, I can do this shit all night. You feel me? But yeah, man, what y'all think about this whole Iran situation, man? I think this administration is pissing off way too many people. And when Trump ass ain't in office no more, we still gonna have to live in this motherfucker. So that's why a lot of these decisions matter, man. That's why a lot of this shit matters, because the decisions that are made today, you know what I mean? The effects are probably gonna be felt, you know, a couple of years from now, man. And so that's why I'm big on politics, man, because politics is about power. It's about, you know what I mean? You don't always gotta have the most money or the best hand to win the game. I ain't never had the most money, never been dealt the best motherfucking hand in my life. But I know how to play the motherfucking game. And, you know, I'm still here. A lot of my homies ain't. A lot of motherfuckers, you know, that had the bright idea, you know what I'm saying? You know, they went a different route with that shit and fell off the board, man. I'm still on the board making moves, talking to you motherfuckers, man. So at the end of the day, you just gotta pay attention, man. Like, it's always a motive to shit, right? Like, especially when you're talking politics. A motherfucker ain't just doing shit out the kindness of his heart, bro. That ain't politicians. They want votes, they want support, and most importantly, they want financing. Okay? So please believe, man, those three motives is always locked into some politician shit. I mean, not to say they're not good people and people can't do things out the kindness of their heart, but when you're in a political space, there's always a reason behind what you're doing, man. And that's why I'm looking very hard at and very, you know, with a fine-tooth comb about what's going on with this administration, man. Because again, you got the Epstein files out there. Ain't nobody been arrested for that shit. They could have took the troops and the bombs for this motherfucking operation and used that shit against everybody on the Epstein. All that money that was used on this operation could have been used on police officers to investigate what's going on with Epstein, or the releasing of the millions of documents that are still out there. And so, again, I mean, I saw some shit today that said Trump has bombed 8 different countries in a year, right? And that lets me know that, you know, he's desperate to change the narrative, change the subject, right? Didn't he just bomb another country like 2 months ago? You know what I'm saying? What president, you know, do that? Where they do that at? Like, you know what I mean? So a lot of this shit just, you know, I'm very critical and analytical about every fucking thing. I don't trust shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust a motherfucking thing. And so, you know, that's why any of you motherfuckers thinking that you're going to get close to me, hey, good luck. Nigga, stand in line. Because, yeah, they've been trying. But, you know, your boy's still here kicking this game, man. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, man. This is the Remix with Kelly Drake. Subscribe to the channels, man. I'm trying to find some more videos, but shit, we might have actually just broken all the news there is to break on this shit, to be honest with you, man. It's probably going to be some more shit coming out tomorrow, man. But yeah, that link is in the chat, too, if anybody want to come chop it up and put their 2 cents into this whole Iran situation and what's going on overseas, man. But yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling about this shit right now, man. I mean, it's just kind of right now breaking out. They light on details, but you know, some of these pictures and some of these videos, you know, it's definitely going down. Now, does Iran have the capability to strike back on that level? Nah, not to like do serious damage to us. Now, what they were working on a nuclear program, and it's been a lot of speculation on where that is. I mean, President Obama had basically a deal with Iran to where we were able to go in and monitor their nuclear program. But when Trump came in, he did not honor that deal, and that deal went away. And so that made the effort to try to go investigate their nuclear program pretty much, you know what I mean? They wasn't letting us in no more because Trump fucked up the deal. So it's all those kind of things, man, like they all come together and shit. But yeah, Trump just launched bombs on Iran with the help of Israel, and we'll see how this whole shit plays out, man. But I'm about to tap out this bitch, man. I just had to get in on this content, man. Hardest working motherfucking blogger this weekend, man. Support your boy. Help me get to the motherfucking promised land, man. Get the likes up, share the videos, subscribe to the channels, man. This is the remix with Kelly Dre, and I appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy, man.
Money on my mind, got my money in my mind, right? Money on my mind, got no time for that limelight. I'm from California, man, I guess we'll start with that. Banged out starter caps, glued to the cul-de-sac, looking like an artifact, trying to get their money back. Yellow jackets coming, I'm about to have a heart attack. Southeast San Diego, we was at the heart of that. You moved about the hood, my nigga, you ain't want no part of that. Move to work and let the money drip the laundry mat. I pray to God the homie get his little daughter back. So many problems and it's not even a part of rap. So many suckers and they hating and they copycat. And life is bigger than these bitches that you hollered at. And if you bleed it out, I better get $3 back. And all I'm giving is the facts. Pay attention to the stats and never making mention of the jacks. Gotta keep the money stacked, work your way through the traps. Money motivated to the max. Money on my mind, got my money in my mind, right? Money on my mind, got my